How's it going, YouTube, and welcome back to the sweet sounds of the BMW M57 engine. For those of you that are familiar with my channel, you will immediately spot that this is not my X5, and you'd be right. It's my good friend Alex's deleted X5 E70 35D. Emissions-wise, it's pretty much fully deleted, like I said, except for an aftermarket high-flow cat. It's a very similar color scheme to mine, just that it was better spec'd from factory. It too is a higher mileage example, boasting approximately 300,000 kilometers on the clock. And so it's to be expected that random issues may occur without warning from time to time. On one such Sunday afternoon, driving 2 hours away from his house, Alex's iDrive screen alerted him of a charging malfunction. Seeing as he was close to my house, he gave me a call to see if I could help him out. I was of course not home to diagnose his car, but all signs pointed to a bad alternator, and nobody seemed to have one available to pick up on a Sunday afternoon. Fortunately for Alex though, I knew of two 35Ds on various semi-local pick and pull yards that would potentially have the alternator still. I started with the closer one, logically. Unfortunately though, it was a waste of my entry fee. The engine and gearbox were both removed, and all valuable accessories were ransacked. I wasted no time and started heading for the next yard. With only 50 minutes before close, I located the X5 in question at the other yard, and even though its valuables were robbed of it already, the alternator thankfully remained in place. I managed to pull it in the nick of time to bring back, and judging by the Scrapyard scribbles already on it, it appeared that Alex's X5 would be the third X5 this alternator would power. Now, for the part that you came to see, how to change this dang thing. And I'll be honest, the footage ain't so great, as nothing was planned out, but I'm going to do my best to explain this with the little footage that I do have. We started by disconnecting the battery and the charge pipe, as well as removing the radiator fan. Removing the radiator fan in sub-0 degrees Celsius temperatures proved to be a bit of a challenge. But with that out, we took the tension off the belt by turning the tensioner counterclockwise. While I held the tensioner in the release position, Alex pulled the belt off of its track.
Okay, no more play? No more? Oh, yeah, there we go. Great.
And with the belt out of the way, we removed the short top bolt holding the alternator in. And then we removed the idler pulley, which also seconds as a bolt for the alternator. With the alternator loose, all we had to do was disconnect the power terminal held in by a 13mm nut and the connector for the voltage regulator, which at this point we already removed off camera. With those disconnected, we evicted the alternator from Alex's X5. If you happen to be installing a used alternator like we were, you'll need to spread out the alternator shims. Otherwise, you won't be able to slide the alternator over its bracket.
Okay, maybe I'll wash your stuff there.
Yeah. And this is how I did it.
Yeah.
We slid the alternator onto the bracket properly. With the alternator now in place, we started doing everything in the reverse order. And here the whole operation nearly went bust. You can go 2 times zoom.
I broke it.
The pulley?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have another one, do we?
We do, right?
We do. You
press this against the alternator.
What?
Somehow. Oh, I think we're missing a freaking spacer.
Oh, we are! Oh my god.
See that one that's sitting right there?
The one I was cleaning.
Yeah.
Thankfully, while I was pulling the alternator from the scrapyard, I also decided to take the pulley with me, just in case something went sour. We pulled the broken idler pulley off and replaced it with the used one that I got off the scrapyard. And then we continued.
You wanna
release
let
it.
go?
Then we installed the radiator fan, tightened the small top bolt, and clipped the charge pipe back on.
I would not trade for the top. There we go. There we go. Finger.
You can clip that in.
Nope. We gotta what? Just turn it?
This needs to be turned, yeah, into place so that it clips. See how it's got the teeth there, the locking teeth?
Yep.
So the locking teeth needs to go in, and then it gets screwed in with this coarse thread screw.
I like doing it.
Then the final touches were reinstalled on the vehicle, starting with the chassis brace, then the airbox, intake duct, and finally the engine cover. After replacing the alternator, we tested the voltage and it all checked out. As much as it was fun to have Alex around, it was certainly nice to see him be able to go home on the same day. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in the comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.